Hi, it's Kevin Markman. Welcome back to Relationship Ready. Thank you so much for coming. Today, we're going to talk about conceding versus compromising. We're going to talk about the definitions of concede and the definition of compromise and how that works in our relationships. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Because consent is essential to be able to concede and to compromise. Because if you don't agree at all, then you don't give any consent to be in the relationship or to act in the relationship in the way in which you want to. But the definition of concede is to surrender or yield, or to admit that you were in denial before and you agree with the truth that has been discovered by you or pointed out to you to be able to move forward. So when you concede, you surrender or yield a part of yourself. But when you compromise, you come to a mutual agreement and may give some concessions. Now, concessions is not fully conceding. Concessions are little parts that you actually agree with. And there's the fine line. It's a very difficult fine line to see. But the difference is, if let's say you want to have kids, they don't want to have kids. If you clearly want to have kids and they do not, and you agree, then you have conceded. If you go, I don't want kids, but maybe I actually feel different at a different stage of my life, then that is a compromise. Because you are doing a concession, you are conceding because you didn't want kids, but now you feel different, and who you are is different. It's a different part of yourself. If a fundamental part of yourself is somebody who's like, I don't want kids, and you agree to have kids anyway, you are conceding. And the reason why this is so important is because conceding breaks relationships, and compromising makes relationships. Let me say that again. Conceding breaks relationships. Compromising makes relationships. We want to make our relationships work. So how do we get in a relationship where we don't have to concede? Well, that's what dating and intimacy is all about. It's getting to know that person and finding out that you have some fundamental values in yourself and in them that you're able to live your life that way, so that you don't have to decide to be like, no, I'm in a totally different political party or totally different religion, or if I want kids or don't want kids. And it's not just on the bigger issues, our fundamental values. It's on the smaller things too. If you're someone who never grocery shops and is like, I will never go grocery shopping. If there's a maybe I'll go grocery shopping sometime because I care enough about the other person or because I want to support myself, then you're doing a compromise. But if you're someone who's like, nope, I don't go do that, I will never buy your type of cookies, then you are being fundamentally who you are. And if you can find someone who accepts that, who can fundamentally be who they are with you, the relationship's going to work. But if you find someone who's like, nope, I'm not going to do those things for you because you should be able to do those yourself, and they fundamentally who they are is somebody who's not going to take care of you in that way, then the relationship is going to struggle. So how do you make that work? How do you figure that out? It's through active listening and communication. It's through being clear with your own boundaries, your boundaries of who you are and who you can be. Because our best relationships build each other up and find out parts of ourselves that we can be like, I'm a better person than I was before because I'm with you. You're a better friend, you're a better relationship, you're a better partner because you build me up and you allow me to go a little bit outside my comfort zone. But outside your comfort zone is compromising. It's not conceding. If outside your comfort zone is like, nope, I am never going to be someone who goes and jumps out of a plane. Because I'm just not someone who ever does that. And if somebody's pushing you to do that, then they're asking you to concede. If you're someone who's like, I don't feel comfortable jumping out of a plane, whether that's metaphorical into this relationship or whether it's literally jumping out of a plane, and they go, if I can support you enough, if I can make it comfortable enough with you, if you can feel safe with me, then we can jump out of a plane. That's a maybe. That's a compromise. That's a, we're going to jump out of a plane. And that's growth in who we are. That's the really difficult fine line, is because if there's a part of us that's who we are, and that's not a part that's going to change, then we're doomed to either concede or have conflict around that issue. If it's a part of us that's like, I want to be like that, I want to be more risk-taking, or I want to be more of a homebody, or I want to potentially have kids, and that person helps you feel comfortable and safe enough to do that, that's compromising, and that's growth, and that's building your relationship and rising each other up. And that's what we all want in our relationships. But it takes time, energy, and work in the intimacy to know yourself and who you are, and to share that with the other person, for them to know you and who you are. So they can go, yeah, I do know you're the kind of person who will never eat a fig Newton. Or you're the kind of person who will try it and see if you like it. And that's how we grow, is through the compromise. So what do we talk about today? Knowing yourself. That's a fundamental thing for many of our things. And conceding, the definition, part of it, is admitting to truths that you used to deny. Those might be truths about yourself. Those might be parts of yourself you're like, I didn't know that yet. But if they're not, if they're parts of yourself you know, and you're like, that is not me, then if those are the most important parts of your relationship is going to struggle. If those are not the most important parts of your relationship, and you don't have to concede, then you're open to compromise. And if you have enough other things that you enjoy, because we all need to look at what we want, both short-term and long-term. Because a lot of times the struggle is, nope, I'm not going to do that. But if doing that gets you to your long-distance, long-term goals, then maybe it is something you want to do. Maybe you want to take that job that you don't really want because it will get you to the be able to be supported or be a provider for the person that you're with, or support in an equal way each other to the lifestyle that you live, because you are compromising on taking a job that you really don't want because you're going to get to what you really do want. That is a compromise. It is not fundamentally who you are. If you're someone who's like, nope, I will never work at McDonald's, and you're not willing to compromise on that, no matter the circumstances of difficulties with the relationship, the financial struggles, the challenges that you work with in a relationship, then it's not going to work to try to convince yourself or each other that you're different and you're someone who will do that. So you have to look at yourself and figure out whether you're willing to compromise and build parts of yourself, or whether that's a conceding thing where you're like, nope, I'm not conceding because I am not that kind of person. So know yourself, listen to yourself and each other, and create semi-permeable boundaries. If you're rigid with your boundaries, you're going to be stuck. But if you're semi-permeable, be able to go, nope, I can't deal with that now, I can deal with that later, and then decide whether you're willing to compromise or concede, then you can be more healthy in your relationships, and you can be more relationship ready. So remember, conceding breaks relationships. Compromising makes relationships. We'll see you next time on A Relationship Ready. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and support so we can all be part of the Relationship Ready family. I'll see you next time.